definitely do. Missouri is a very good basketball team. They've got one of the best players in our league with Sophie Cunningham. They lead or tie in the most three-pointers made in the game, they in Arkansas. And for our team to go out and have not only the defensive effort that we had, but our ability to execute offensively, that showed me that the things that we talked about after the Mississippi State game, they were very intentional on applying them to the next game. But it started with our film. It started with us taking ownership of how we played, and we wanted to go out and practice those type of actions that we would potentially run in the game. And I thought our guard play really stepped up and responded in allowing Faustine and Ayana to have one of their better performances.
So what kind of similar things have you seen from Arkansas? You mentioned the three-point shooting aspect. So do you expect to take kind of the same things that you did against Missouri to this next game?
Well, they're two different teams. Although they both like to shoot the three, Arkansas really likes to push tempo. They're looking for the three ball in the first 5 seconds of the shot clock. They do a great job of running the dribble drive and looking to kick out and penetrate and look for another three. And we're going to have to be just aware and not lose our ball man principles. We've got to make sure that we're crowding the three-point line, but you got to be there on the catch. On the flip side of it, we got to make sure that we're taking care of the basketball and that we're a team that's patient and being very matter of fact of how we want to score it. And again, I think the thing that we want to do also is establish an inside-outside attack.
With a team like that that likes to push tempo, do you just kind of hope your defense works to kind of slow that down a little?
I think the two areas that allow teams to get going is if your shot selection is poor and if you're turning the ball over. And we've got to make sure that those two aspects of the game that we can control, that we are doing the best that we can. They're a team that likes to run on makes and misses, but the more makes that a team makes, to me, field goals, you feel a little bit better about playing defense. It's when you're on a drought and you're not scoring and things aren't going your way, then mentally that can play and affect how you play sometimes. So seeing the ball go through the hoop, making sure that we're sprinting, talking, and getting back, but also executing our game plan to run the basketball, to be aggressive and be in the attack mode as well.
There was this kind of 2-3 game, kind of skid where y'all kind of got off to slow starts and then picked it up as the game went on. Do you think you kind of fixed that against Missouri?
Well, we wanted to make sure that all of our losses we looked at and we examined, and we weren't getting off to a great start.
Mm-hmm.
So we were thinking about how and what ways can we help this team not only get off to a better start, but put them in the best position to score the basketball. Because when we were taking bad shots or not making the extra pass, when we were turning the ball over, teams were getting their transition game going on us early. So we talked about how to be more patient within our offensive execution, running quick hits, not necessarily running everybody touch the basketball type offense. We wanted to make sure that we also was aggressive off the dribble penetration. We wanted to play in the paint and establish paint points. And against Missouri, we were able to do that, and that allowed us to not have that deficit in the first quarter that we have had in the past.
There was, I guess, the past couple of games, Raquel Spencer started in place of Jalen Richard Harris. Is that a size thing? Is it just somebody who's a little more hot through the field, or?
Well, we're playing a little bit more man-to-man than we have in the past, and Raquel Spencer is one of my best defensive rebounders. She's also someone, when you're looking at the SEC, and Shanice Norton is a two-guard, the size of a three-guard in the SEC is sometimes that of a 6', 6'1" player.
Mm-hmm.
And Raquel Spencer gives us the athleticism, the defensive rebounding, the defensive mindset, because I gave her the assignment of starting on Sophie Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
And she's taken that assignment, and she made it very difficult for a very good basketball player to score or get touches. And so she's owning and taking in that role of being a defensive rebounder for us. And I like the fact that she also was playing aggressively off the bounce. She was able to get a couple of layups by just attacking the rim. And she's so athletic. And we want to tap into that and be able to capitalize off of what Raquel Spencer can bring to our team.
How important is that you talked about, people understanding their roles on this team, and that she does understand, what her role is and does try to expand on that?
Well, it's important for everybody to know their worth on our team and the responsibility that we have put on Raquel Spencer. She's welcomed it. She's not backed down from the challenge of playing some of the best players, not only in our league, but in the country. And I like that about her. When we played Texas A&M, she had a huge defensive assignment. And Missouri, and from here on, she's going to have that. And you're going to need players that are selfless, who aren't necessarily worried about if their name is in the starting lineup or are they on the front page of the newspaper. She just wants to be in the game and do whatever she can to help our team win.
She talked about for a few games, it was more about they were playing knee ball, not as a team. What are you seeing them play more cohesively right now, or is it getting towards that?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to go back and watch every clip. First I'm going to watch the game, and then I'm going to go back and watch clip by clip. And, I saw a big difference in our team playing together and our chemistry on the floor from the Mississippi State game to the Missouri game. And I like what I saw in the Missouri game. I like that we were not only moving the basketball to find the open player, but we were also, when we had dribble penetration, we were looking for the extra player. So we weren't going in there thinking, oh, it's about me and how can I score for me. Our mindset changed where what's the best shot for our team? And is that a Yana Mitchell running down the floor with a post player not far behind, but Mitchell is a great athlete. When you have your bigs running, you got to give him a look. I didn't always tell our guards you got to give them a touch, but we're not even looking at her. So just making them aware of things like that, because you have to have that type of play from your bigs where they feel just equally responsible for the offensive execution, because we're asking them to do a lot on the defensive end, and you got to definitely reward them offensively.